Alright, back for game 2. Abzan Control versus Grixis Dragons. That's a good opening hand. Shuffle our deck up again and thin it out a little bit with these fetch lands. We can play Courser on curve. Silence the Believers on top. I think it's worth keeping on top, since we know that he plays Havens and all these dragons. Never saw Storm Breath, but I left in some of the Thoughtseize. I brought in Infinite Obliteration so I can remove his Thunderbreak Regents. Exile him. Is what I would name, So he's got the Chasm Stalker. Not really that scary. So yeah, we're just gonna let him hit us with this Shaman. We'll remove it. We can afford to take some damage. We've got so much removal in our hand right now. Thoughtseize on top. And we'll just ship the turn and see what he does. So he's going to attack with both. We'll block the Chasm Stalker. And we'll exile the Shaman. So he's going to play a hanger back on too. Go ahead and leave the downfall on top so we have some spot removal. Go ahead and exile his Chasm Stalker. We can get back Abzan Charm for the Hangerback Walker. So he's going to play Monastery Siege on Dragons. And that does... Our spells will cost 2 more to target his creatures, or his person, the player. So it's annoying, but it kind of limits us a little bit on how many spells we play. But as long as we can keep him to 1 threat on board, and he's only at 4 mana on turn 6, so he's missing a lot of land drops. So click through that kind of fast, but we took Silumgar the Drifting Death. Even though we can double Languish and get rid of him, it's still really annoying. So, and he's not in position to be sacking lands right now to get it back either. And I didn't want to play my Den Protector as a morph. I could have, but I would like to play Tasigur. So I'm not going to shuffle Tasigur away. That way we can get an attacker on the ground. Go ahead and sack our fetch land. Even though this isn't that efficient, we'll go ahead and use our Silence the Believers. It's going to end up costing 6, but it'll get rid of that 4/4 Hangerback, so the Hangerback didn't do anything for him. Just a mana sink. I guess he doesn't, well, against Abzan, you're not supposed to really level it up to past 2. It just gets hit by Abzan Charm, but we've already spent 2 Abzan Charms, so maybe he felt it was kind of safe to do. So he's playing a dragon. Plays a Kolagon. We can deal with that. Let him get his trigger. It's going to cost us 5 to downfall him, but that's fine. I didn't bring in any of the Dromoka's Command. So that could be a possible misplay on my part when sideboarding. So we'll go ahead and play Siege Rhino. He plays another Chasm Stalker. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a dragon back soon, since his mana's starting to get up to a point where he can afford to. So we'll attack with both. He takes the hit. He goes down to 4. So far we've been doing really well. So we'll draw 2. Infinite Obliteration on top of the library. That's perfect. That'll just gut his deck. And we'll Thoughtseize. We want to get that Crux of Fate out of his hand that we saw earlier. That way he can't kill our Siege Rhino and Courser. Pressure him into making plays just to block. So he goes down to 2 life. So he can play Silumgar the Drifting Death. Elspeth on top. Play the Mana Confluence. We've got plenty of mana. So we'll go ahead and play Infinite Obliteration here. Naming Thunderbreak Regent. And you see what he has in his board. He has another Kolagon. He has 1 Silumgar Scorn, 1 of Liliana. No, he has 2 more Scarlet Kolagons. 1 of Foul Tongue, 1 more Crux, and another Chasm Stalker. So, Thunderbreak Regent was the correct choice, as I figured, because he had a 4 of. So, we didn't catch none in his hand. We knew that, but so he's got to make the block here. And this played in perfectly because I have my 4 mana left. So now I can Languish. That'll get rid of his Squid token and his Silumgar the Drifting Death. And we still have a stacked hand because of Den Protector and Tassiger. So, and we have Elspeth coming in. And he's at 1 life, so all I've got to do is Den Protector or Siege Rhino back. And we've got exactly enough mana to do it. So yeah, we get Siege Rhino back, play Siege Rhino, trigger, he dies. So cool game, man. The Grixis Dragons deck, interesting deck. I don't know, if I were him, I would have put it on cons for the card advantage. Personally, but I mean we're removal heavy, but I mean bury us in card. You know, you want to bury your opponent in card advantage. I mean, the Monastery Siege didn't. He's only able to play 1 threat at a time, anyways. He's playing frickin' dragons. It's not gonna slow us down. So I think that was the incorrect play on his part that game. Like if he had a bunch of small creatures that he could play constantly, yeah, we could only remove 1 per turn, and he could sit there and chip away at us. But only playing 1 creature per turn, we can deal with that. We're just gonna play, you know, a removal spell. Once we get enough mana, we'll play a creature with that removal spell, and we'll start chipping away at him, which is what happened. The Courser chipped away at him the whole time. So, that's Abzan Control versus Grixis Dragons.